You're my plus one this morning.
Why didn't nobody tell me that? I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm more excited.
This is amazing.
I'm happy to have you here.
I love to do this. I was just telling you, like, how cool it is to be on the mic, and now I'm on the mic.
Yes, we've
What's
upgraded
happening?
you now. You can have a pass to the building, you have a company email, we can get you snacks, whatever you need. We want to make sure that you're looked after.
Thank you.
This is very exciting. You've got the new album out.
Yes, it's one of those things where I probably like in 2020, I started like thinking about music again, like my inner soul being like, you should do new music. And then the devil was like, no, you shouldn't, you stupid girl. What are you thinking? Like, and I was like kind of going back and forth about it. And I went in the studio, like you said, we were talking earlier off air, guys, working from Zoom. And I started writing a bunch of songs on Zoom, which was very weird. Just be like me in like, where was I? Oklahoma, one person in Hawaii, one person in London. And we're like writing a song. And we wrote them. Not that they were great or anything, but I liked them. But I feel like back in the day when I started this project, I was starting to, I don't know, try to compete with myself a little bit, like trying to figure out who am I now? Like I can't put on my old prom dress and think it still looks good, good on me. So
I bet it does.
Well, no, it doesn't work sometimes when you just keep trying to go backwards, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until I finally wrote this song called Purple Irises that kind of landed me in the right direction. And I was like, okay, this is it. And it was just a really fun but challenging album to make, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's fine.
Is here with me as my plus one because she's got the album Bouquet, which is out now, and I had to laugh when I saw the album cover. I was like, she's just holding one flower. Where's the bouquet? The title is Bouquet.
I know people were getting confused.
But then when I read more about it and heard your explanation of why you called it Bouquet, I was like, well, this makes perfect sense. At what stage did you decide, okay, this is the title?
That's a good question. I actually didn't have the title for a while because I really had like one more song I was going to write and it was going to be the title.
Oh, really?
Now I can't remember what it was right in the second. But Blake was like, you should just say Bouquet. Like I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect.
You mentioned Purple Irises and how Blake wasn't supposed to be on the song. He didn't fully ask to be on the song, but he was dropping hints. What were the hints like? Like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back?
I feel like it was kind of like he kept saying, oh, don't put that one out. I'm like, what do you mean don't put that one on the record? But we do always talk about doing stuff together.
Okay.
Then he never wants to write or do anything. So I was just getting the vibe. You know what I mean?
He was waiting to be asked.
And then finally I asked him. He was like, oh, I don't know, so then I was in the studio and I said, hey, you really want to try this? I was like, come over here right now. And he did. He just like got up and came over. 20 minutes later, he was just singing in this little tiny room. And yeah, it was pretty cool. It's always fun to work with him because he's my bestie, you know what I mean? Like we always play each other music and share everything together. And it's just like doing music together and singing with him is just probably one of my favorite things. He's the greatest, most humble, human, coolest singer, everything. Hi, I love you, Blake.
Amazing. My co-host, how are you feeling? Are you comfortable behind the mic?
Yes. Am I hosting okay or am I talking too much?
No, you're doing a great job. You are a great plus one. I love it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You've described the album as a bit of an art project, so I want to know, what grade are you looking for? What do you want the teachers to give you?
Gosh, well, you always want to get an A++, right?
When you get the mixes, you go into the car and you listen to your songs in the car. Which one of your songs sounds the best in the car?
How did you know that? You read my mind?
Yes, I read your mind, Gwen, yes. Which one of your songs sounds best in the car?
I would say of an older song, probably like any Pharrell song is gonna like bounce in a car, you know what I mean? This guy is like, he knows what he's doing. And I think on this album, they all sound amazing. And I'll tell you why. It's because we cut the whole thing live. And I think what the record really needed, and that's the way No Doubt always cut, you know what I mean? That's the way we used to work. And I wanted to kind of go back to that organic live sound. And what was cool about the session was like, they only had an acoustic version of the song. And so we would just listen to the song and then we'd go into the room and everyone would just start jamming and playing the song.
I know I have good job.
Rolling.
Stoked to have you here. Stoked about the album. Thank you for being here. The album's Bouquet, but your home gardening skills this year have not been very good.
Oh my gosh. I got a little too cocky, I think. You know?
You thought that you
trying
could really
to play
nail
God
it?
a little bit, you know? I had done like dahlia flowers. You know what those are? They're beautiful.
No, but I will look it up.
They're really pretty.
Okay.
There's certain flowers that kind of bloom and they have a season that's really short and they're beautiful. And then there's other ones that are just like just keep blooming and it's so exciting. And I actually talk about dahlias in one of my songs on this record, but I had done them last year and it was like the craziest thing. Like I was just like flopping around like, oh my God. Like somehow I had something to do with it, you know? I thought I did. And then this year I went crazy. I mean, I must have planted hundreds, right? And,
really?
And hardly any of them came up. It was such a disappointment, but I bloomed a record, so that's okay.
That's it. You bloomed a bouquet
can't
just
win
in a
them
different
all.
way, right? hosting the countdown all weekend long as well. You can't escape them. But for now, Gwen Stefani is with me, and we're going to play somebody else's. So
Yes.
tell me what everybody else needs to know about
Okay,
it.
hi everybody, it's me, Gwen. I had been working with Madison Love, who is one of the girls that I wrote with. She's this beautiful songwriter. She's so talented, competent. And when I first walked in the room, like, you always walk in, you're like, who are these people? Like, you know, and they're probably thinking, like, what's Gwen going to do? Does she really know how to write songs? Like, you know what I mean? So there's like a lot of pressure. Slowly through the day, it was like, oh my God, she's so talented. And you start to trust each other. And so after a bunch of sessions with her, a bunch of songs that we wrote together, she basically hits me up with a text with the start of a song, right? And I was like, I didn't want to open the file. Because
Okay.
it's like, you know, when you're like scared, like, oh my gosh, what if I don't like it? And I love her so much. And then I'm going to have to say, like,
Hurt her
I
feelings.
don't think so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I started listening to it and I was like, oh my God, this is such a good idea. Like, so then we were going back to Oklahoma and I invited everybody. I was like, hey, we should do like a hippie writing session. Like, and we can all be in Oklahoma and go to the woods. And you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and we'd been talking about it forever. And I finally like got it to happen. So we finished writing that song together and I loved it. But then even when I was about ready to cut with Scott, I was like, I don't know if I want to put this on. And then we cut it and then it was his first single.
And here we are on Hits One about to
Isn't
play
that funny?
it. Yeah.
And I'm so glad I did, and I love it so much. Are you gonna play it on the radio?
Yes, we are.
Oh my
Well,
God.
let's play it
Let's
right
play
now.
It right now. Let's go.
Don't know what I
Delight. So stoked to have you here.
It was cool. It was very cool.
Please come back soon. I appreciate your co-hosting skills. They've been top notch and A++ for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sirius XM. I love you. Bye.
my boy's a winner.